Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we're going to talk about the released WWE star becoming a major difference maker.
A big WWE production change following the departure of Kevin Dunn.
We've got a backstage update on Jack Perry.
And an amazing Hulk Hogan story that's actually true. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Makes a change.
This is the news.
Alright, we're going to kick this one off by talking about the released WWE star who they must regret letting go.
Yes.
Because he's already proving to be something of a difference maker elsewhere. It's Top Dollar. I'm poking fun. I enjoy Top Dollar.
Yes.
It's actually Mustafa Ali.
Yes.
He's doing good things so far. This is a report from Fightful Select, noting that several independent promoters who've booked Ali so far have said that for the first, as a benchmark of ex-WWE wrestlers who've come in, he has proven a big ticket seller. The exact wording is that this is the most they've seen for a WWE departure in years.
Wow.
So they're announcing Ali, they're booking him, and people are buying the hell out of them tickets, which is lovely to hear. Now, Ali has announced 1 million dates. He's
Yes.
on every show ever, it seems, coming up, and that's to his credit. He did the video, the campaign trail with his new music and all of that stuff, cutting the promo, and then immediately, 7 graphics appeared going, Mustafa Ali will be here. Pardon me, my throat is going to hell. So, he's already wrestled in France for APC. He wrestled for Game Changer Wrestling last weekend as well. He wrestled Gringo Loco. I watched that match. It was very good. He's going to work Progress. He's been announced for New Japan in Chicago in April. He's going to have a match with Hiromu. He's attracting interest. If there's one thing that Mustafa Ali is probably one of the best in the world at, it's self-promotion.
Yes.
And he's crushing it in that regard right now. But it's very cool to hear that he's proving a difference maker to these other companies, and I hope that continues.
Yeah.
Because wrestling, I know some people are but minor league mud shows or whatever stupid terms people use. But wrestling is at its best when it has thriving scenes everywhere, not just one or two companies that are great or whatever. And when you have people like Mustafa Ali who can lift scenes up, that's really awesome.
Yeah, good for him. He's a phenomenally talented guy, obviously, and getting paid, like you say, doing all the shows. It's funny, he is one of those guys that I think, especially when you see the opening promo on Raw last night with Drew and Cody saying, I needed to leave WWE to raise my stock to come back. I could easily see that happen to someone like Ali, because he had so many ideas, and they gave him, do this gimmick. Okay, now do this gimmick. It's maybe just let him be himself and wrestle.
Yeah, he was subject to some of the wackest ideas of the past 5 years, wasn't he? Retribution, the Hacker.
Yeah, they combined those two.
Yeah, there was just a whole bunch of rubbish.
It would be interesting to see what would have happened if he was coming up through NXT, let's say, now, for example, with Triple H.
Probably be even worse if he's in today's NXT.
No, I mean, but as in making a step up to the main roster and seeing how that he would be booked. But yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, like you say, he's going and working New Japan. He's not exactly struggling and working just, your local bingo hall. But even if he is, fair play.
Yeah, it's great.
People who don't get the chance to see these sorts of people, go and see him. But I could easily see within the next 6 months to a year him signing a contract with a New Japan, TNA, AEW, or even return to WWE long term.
The hope with putting, having people like Mustafa Ali who've come from big companies and them being on indie shows, it's not just the case of, it's Ali, he's going to have a great match. It's Ali's on this show. I am Steve WWE. I only watch WWE. But I like Ali, so I'm going to check this out.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, the Ali match was cool, but this match here with, I don't know, name some indie Kevin Blackwood, who's awesome. That guy really caught the eye. Look over here. It's
Speedball Mike Bailey.
It's Mike Bailey, yeah. Or Cole Roderick's over it. These people are really cool. I want to Ali catch. I want to see more of them. The idea is that those eyes will then become fans, and it's really cool to hear stories like this. And Ali seems like a really good dude, so I'm happy to hear for him.
And he's jacked now, isn't he?
He is. He's in really good shape. Good for him. Good for you if you buy tickets to this.
Look at this.
Look at that segue. On your screen right now, you have a QR code. If you scan that with your phone, you will have exclusive access to WhatCulture Live ticket sales. We're going live, baby, in Philadelphia on Sunday, the 7th of April. That is the day of WrestleMania Night 2. Don't worry, the show will be over in plenty of time for you to get to Mania at midday. Tickets go on sale this Friday. We are talking 9 a.m. Eastern if you sign up.
Yes.
The pre-sale through that QR code. General sale 10 a.m. But if you want first access, sign up right now. We can't wait. Join us for some fun.
Thanks so much going over Hamlet.
Yeah, he looks good, man. He looks good. No, like Phil suits being the dog, the little dog.
Cat, but yes.
You told me that twice today. I still don't believe you.
I also love you. Like we got brilliant. I think it's Phil who made this. He's done all the perfect photoshops and he's gone, I'll leave Danny DeVito's hair on, Andy.
I look like Devin Townsend. Something else.
Do join us for that. It's going to be a load of fun. And like Andy said, plenty of time afterwards. You'll be able to get to WrestleMania.
Sign
it's a
up
big
now.
show. Make sure you sign up for it.
We have meet and greet packages available. T-shirts. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Let's talk about production changes following Kevin Dunn's departure from WWE. Load of speculation on this. We sort of referenced it a little bit before when you had the thing last week on Raw with Tommaso Ciampa cutting that promo, walking through into Gorilla. A couple of other things you may have seen on WWE television. It's further evidence of the changes, according to Fightful Select. If you saw the vignette of Katana Chance and Caden Carter in the club, that is part of the production changes within WWE. And the weird thing on SmackDown with Butch, soon to be Pete Dunne again, and Tyler Bate going for a coffee, that is something that has changed under the new regime in WWE. Gotta say, personally, I'm not a huge fan of those two things, but I am excited that they are trying different stuff now Kevin Dunn's not there.
Yeah.
And there's this new process, basically. They've sort of lifted this or brought this in from stuff that they have been doing in NXT. Fightful talks about the fact that Jeremy Borash was allowed to assemble a team under the developmental brand that was sort of kept away from Kevin Dunn to do this sort of thing. Now, obviously, Dunn's gone. They're trying to implement that on the main roster. And whilst I say I'm not a fan of those two specific vignettes, I like they're trying new stuff. And sources have spoken highly of the new process with a bit of freedom that they get to produce it, whereas previously under Dunn, segments would involve multiple cuts to different things rather than just letting things play out more naturally. Received positively both of those segments that I referenced. And I want to see him trying new stuff. They're not going to be hits every time, but better than what it used to be.
I think for me, and you might disagree, of these three things, one hit and two misses.
Yeah.
I think the Ciampa promo walking to the ring, I like that because it's rooted in traditional pro wrestling. It's just a guy like the camera's here and he's walking to the ring for his match. To me, it's a bit beyond the realms of belief when it's like we just happen to have cameras in a nightclub where people are, and we happen to have a camera crew candidly filming Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Getting a latte.
Yeah, that's like the worst kind of.
Didn't even go to Good Brews. Idiots.
Losers.
Shout out to guys at Good Brews.
For me, that stuff's kind of wrestle crappy. Like, it's rubbish. Like
it works in NXT. Oh boy, do I love it in NXT.
Nothing works in NXT. But like you're gonna have some swings and misses.
And let's not rule it out completely. The club clip. Right, we're going to be circling back to that in about 5 years, going, you see that person in the background? That person's now NXT champion or whatever. Because it's always the case with this sort of things, isn't it?
Because it was the clubs that caused that,
it wasn't a great vignette, but if you missed it, by the way, Katana Chance and Kane Carter, who bloody loved to have fun, by the way. They were in the club, and they got interrupted by the former champs, Niven and...
and the cameras just happened to be
Niven
there. It was amazing.
They poured their drinks over and then went, woohoo! More drinks, please.
Instead of getting thrown out.
Yeah.
For being rude.
I've not been to the club for ages. I don't get down the club.
No, I don't do the
Let me know what clubs I need to go in Philly.
No, you're on your own.
I'll be there. Oh God, it's 11 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We've got to get to the Underground Arts Centre in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Broke my chair.
Oh, good. Oh, that's big broke as well. Jeezy peeps. How have you pulled that off?
Don't know my own strength.
A screw fell out. It's on the floor.
Really? Not the only thing with the screw is in this.
Jack Perry.
I didn't mean to do that into this story.
Got an update on Jack Perry. He debuted for New Japan at the weekend.
He did.
Battle in the Valley. He tore up his contract with AEW. He had a little gimmick on that said scapegoat. So clearly they're going with the creative idea that he's been jettisoned and he's the black sheep and he has to go over here now because they won't let him work over here. I think it's a pretty good character direction.
Yes.
But we got an update on it. It comes from Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer, talking about how this was kept a secret.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, they kind of worked the security guards a little bit here.
It's a risky strategy.
Yeah, they weren't made aware that Jungie B, Jungle Boy, would be coming out of the crowd, and they thought it was a fan, briefly. In Dave's words, the security didn't know about this angle, so that was kind of interesting. They thought it was a fan hitting the ring after Shota, but they were quickly told it wasn't, and it was an angle. So they had to, presumably through the earpiece, no, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I think you'd give him a heads up, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's just like...
They could, beat him up or something.
What if their earpiece had fallen out?
Yeah, what if the battery ran out or something? Yeah, but Jack Perry attacking Shota Umino, probably going to have a match with him. You'd imagine that'll be on Windy City Riot in April. There you go, Jack Perry, the jungleist.
People are really into this, guys. You even saw people, they got something like a lip reader to write out what he said down the camera lens about, wouldn't it have been easier to just give me one phone call or something?
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit yesterday. I really like this as a new direction. Someone pitched on yesterday's Twitter questions, him potentially coming back to invade AEW around Forbidden Door. Yeah, look, I think the best thing for everyone, I want to see Jack Perry wrestling again. If it has to go to New Japan to do that sort of thing, fine. But I mean, let's not punish him for all the ills in AEW. I know it was a dumb thing he did, but he's not the reason why CM Punk is no longer in AEW. That was a litany of things.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, none of us were in that room.
No.
It's amazing the amount of people who speak like they were.
Yes.
Also, he's really young. It would be kind of sucky for him to lose his career over something like that.
Yeah.
Although he was probably a bit of a dumbass in all of this.
We've all been done that when we were young, though.
Yeah, we all punch people in the face. I haven't, but I'm sure.
I don't know.
At least not on purpose. Yeah. I've had a hard time with heel Jack Perry.
Yes.
I don't think it's felt particularly natural. So, when he had that line about Anna Jay, I was like, gee whiz, man, what? I don't believe you. But this is believable and it's rooted in reality.
Speaking of believable, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, you probably saw this doing the rounds on social media last night because everyone was like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this story that it's actually happened. What's your favourite, before we get into this, favourite Hulk Hogan lie?
The one about living through, what is the time zone thing?
400 days.
Yeah, there you go, 400 days.
My favourites,
That's it.
Anyway, TMZ.
I'm playing bass in Metallica. What are you on about, man?
There's a story about parting with someone after WrestleMania, and then the report was like, yeah, they died 3 years before that WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's a lying piece of shit. Yeah.
And I think he said Elvis was a big Hulkmaniac.
What? What?
Anyway, I think it's Alan Cheapshot, a whole thread on this on Twitter, so go and check that out. TMZ covering the story, though, that Hulk Hogan helped a teenager escape an upturned car in Tampa, Florida. A 17-year-old driver who was, quote, completely rattled by the whole thing, had her car clipped by another one that was swerving around the lanes. That caused her vehicle to flip, tumble off the road, and then Hogan, seeing this, pulled over, jumped out, helped the driver get out of the car, and even burst the driver's airbag before they unbuckled her seatbelt and got her out to safety. TMZ notes that the woman appeared to be okay, so that's the most important thing. I also like Hulk Hogan's tweet about this. The crazier part about the teenager that flipped her car was that without a knife to puncture the airbags to get her out, an Indian Rock's Christian ball pen came in very handy to pop the bags. Thank you, God. All is well even now. Amen. Triple H? Double H even, that's his name.
Triple H. And we know this is true because there's photos of it as well.
Yes.
On the TMZ thing.
He's got an NWO t-shirt on.
Yeah, of course he is. Hey, he's telling the truth for a change.
Hey.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Can't say anything more than that.
Yeah, we joke about him, but that's an awesome thing to do, so credit to him for that.
Good. Look, Hulk Hogan is a bad dude in a lot of ways, but that's a good thing he's done, so fair play.
Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Of course, if you want to get in touch with us, first question today comes from Pranav, morning Pranav, who says, what do you think of Xavier Woods being the one to beat Gunther and earn his first singles title in WWE, I think. I think they referenced that on Raw last night, you're right.
It is.
He's the only New Day member to not have one, and it frees up Gunther to beat Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at Bash in Berlin.
I think that's going to happen anyway, but I think that a noble defeat is probably the best result for Xavier Woods. I think like a sympathetic, noble failure would suit his character just a little bit better. I know there's a neat thing about like putting giving him a singles belt so that the New Day are kind of like complete in that regard. But at the same time, sometimes the best babyface story is they just lose in the end.
Yes.
Sometimes, not always. Most cases, not. I think in this case, I'd just have him lose.
Yeah, I think he's going to come up short again. I think you're going to have a couple more of them. I even booked on our wrestling Q&A on the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast YouTube channel yesterday. Jay versus Gunther, which I do think is going to happen. I booked it for the Elimination Chamber, forgetting that Gunther can't travel anywhere for the time being. So let's do it on an episode of Monday Night Raw. Jimmy costs Jay just as he's about to beat Gunther. He's actually got him down for the 3. Jimmy costs him, just to remind everyone, these two really going to kick the crap out of each other at WrestleMania. Gunther long term, I mean, take your pick. I don't want it to be a Randy Orton, for example. I think that could be a fun WrestleMania match. But it's a star-making thing, isn't it? Or it could be a nice final thing for Sheamus, for example. Chad Gable's, I'm still holding the candle for him. I'm still hoping.
Sheamus or Gable for me at this stage, I think. So let us know who you would do.
Vacant's manager gives us our second question of the day. A question to the most entertaining real wrestling journalist.
Half of that was correct.
What is the best spot in any of the Royal Rumble matches? Not a return, but something like Ricochet and Logan Paul did. I want to try something here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get match our answers. I'm going to count to 3, and then we're going to say our favourite Rumble spot, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Taka Michinoku. Not really.
We're not that sick.
Not really. But that poor guy, man. He just...
Adding to that, actually, Paul London and Snitsky.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
Can I be an asshole and choose, just Vince tearing his...
Yes.
In all seriousness, I absolutely love Mil Mascaras eliminating himself. Because he didn't want to do the job, brother. It's like, if you've not seen it, I think it's 97. I'm bad with years. It's the year that all the AAA people are in it.
Yeah.
Mil Mascaras, one of the biggest stars in Mexican wrestling history, depending on who you believe, did not want to get eliminated by anyone. And this has been disputed, but this is the version I like best. So, so instead of getting thrown out, what did he do? He climbed up to the top rope and did a splash outside. And he was like, "Well, guess I'm eliminated."
Bye.
Quality, love it.
Like you say, you're kind of spoiled for choice for this. I love the Naomi / Kofi Kingston avoiding of elimination spots, or even like the Mandy Rose Otis one. That was kind of nice a few years back. But I think if you're gonna, what am I gonna pick? Actually, I had something in my head and I've completely forgotten it. But there's so many spots over the years that are just jaw-dropping that you can't believe that they're going to do. So I'm going to try and remember what my answer was whilst we answer this third question, because it's completely escaped me.
It's gone.
Eddie Zamari says, "Hey guys, which wrestler do you think will have a standout performance at the Royal Rumble?" I've remembered it. Sorry, circling back. Maven eliminating the Undertaker.
Yeah, very good.
And also, whilst we're at it, go and check out Maven's YouTube channel. It's awesome. Lovely bloke, friend of the channel. Hope to be bumping into him at WrestleMania again this year.
Nice. That'd be nice. Let's get him on.
But yeah, it was just like, what?
Pardon me.
The Undertaker, and then Ozzy.
Yeah, I heard him tell the story about how Undertaker made him get drunk before the thing. It's crazy. Wild story. But yeah, Maven rules.
Eddie Zamhari gives us our final question. Sorry, Eddie. Hey guys, which wrestler do you think will have a standout performance at the Royal Rumble if he or she doesn't win it?
I think they're positioning Carmelo Hayes to have a big thing at the moment. They keep he's in these backstage segments with Nick Aldis. He was in the tournament, the US title tournament. They teased something with him on SmackDown this week. I feel like they're positioning him to do some cool things in that match. He's not going to win. No. Definitely not, I don't think, at this stage. But they seem to be building him up for something. That's my read.
Nia Jax.
Come
on, Nia!
Let's go. Eliminate 20 people.
How my mood has changed around Nia Jax and Royal Rumbles over the years, but I think she's going to have a real stand-up performance. And in terms of the men's, I have to say Bron Breakker. I think he should get 10 eliminations.
Yeah.
Because he's just awesome and he's got the best spear in the biz. But if you want to know who else is going to be in the men's Royal Rumble match, Andy, you know what they could watch?
Yeah, this thing right here. All 30 entrants predicted. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.